All right, everybody. So, we had to cut this episode in half, right?
It was like a long
3
episode.
weeks ago. We forgot to record an intro. We recorded an outro.
For both, but we didn't.
Yeah, but we were like, we didn't think about this. So, here's the second half of Being Enough.
So, join us in our chaos as we finish discussing Being Enough.
Yep.
We hope you enjoy it. Okay. See you later.
I mean, the amount of beauty standards that some people require
put
on themselves, there was a point where I don't like the feel of makeup, but I felt like I needed to put mascara on to brighten up my eyes, and it was just those things because maybe I should learn how to do makeup. And I've gotten to a point where I'm like, I don't like makeup. It's a waste of my time. I would rather spend that time trying to figure out what's going on with my hair. But because you never know.
Yeah.
But, so beauty standards are just crazy.
And everything you see is so digitized, and they're taking things off of these models, but they're making you feel like you're supposed to look that way.
Yeah.
And so it makes a lot of people feel like they're not enough because they don't look perfect like the not models.
Mm-hmm. But it's insane. I even was watching a Brett Cooper short the other day, and women are getting tattooed on freckles because it's cute. And I'm like, I've seen the tattooed eyebrows before. I had a coworker who had tattooed eyebrows once.
I've seen tattooed lip lines and eyeliner, and I'm like, oh, you want a needle that close to your eyeball?
I'm like, okay. I genuinely, if that's what you need to feel confident, maybe, but freckles.
And the worst part is, freckles come and go in and out of style.
Exactly.
So, in 10 years, when freckles are out of style, and that's so faux pas to have freckles, because, when we were younger, I don't know about Allie. I'm a little bit older than Allie. But I remember being in middle school and freckles were out. And if you had freckles, you were out. And as someone who's very pale, I freckle quite easy. Mm-hmm. I was always covered in freckles. And I would paste on thick layers of concealer and base to try to cover up the fact that I had freckles because it was so faux pas.
Yeah.
And now freckles are the fashion. But in 10 years when they're out of fashion, these people with these tattooed freckles are gonna hate that they did that to themselves.
Yeah. And so it's I feel like there's never enough one way or the other, right? I told a coworker the other day that I don't wear makeup, and she goes, I've never realized that you didn't wear makeup. You have really nice skin. And I was like, well, thank you. That's quite the compliment.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's also it feels like a brag, I don't wear makeup. But that's not what I'm doing. It's really just, it makes my face feel nasty.
Yeah.
And I have sensitive skin. And so it's it's not worth it to me to put it on my face, right?
Yeah.
And so, I don't need it.
Yeah. I only wear it very rarely.
And it's they put makeup on my face for my brother's wedding, and I was self-conscious in the makeup. Does that make sense? I was like, this is weird.
This isn't me. It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel like me.
Yeah.
And so
because then you feel like you're faking.
Yeah.
That's a big problem I've recently realized with makeup, is when I put it on, I'm like, these are not what my eyelashes look like.
Yeah.
I'm being so fake right now.
Yeah. And so it's there's almost a point where you have to come to terms with you're not going to be enough if you wear makeup. You're not going to be pretty enough if you wear makeup, and you're not going to be pretty enough if you don't wear makeup. And here is the thing that I've come to, right? Is if you're taking care of yourself, if you're striving your best to take care of your body and put things into your body that you want to put into it, right? Doing things in moderation, getting at least light exercise, you are doing what you should be doing, right? You're not eating McDonald's every day. You're not eating garbage food all the time. If you're doing the bare, not the bare minimum, but if you're doing the things that you consider to be the healthy things for your life choices, then it doesn't matter if you're not enough. Because you know what? you're doing what you think is best for you and what God wants you to do, right?
You're doing enough for you.
Like, you're not, like, because I would argue that spending every single day in the gym for hours at a time
That's not good
is
for your body.
also detrimental to your health. Like I'm not saying don't go get exercise. I'm saying if you are one of those people, you know, the gym rats that just spend literally half their day in the gym.
They go in the morning before work and then after work too.
Like it's yes, be healthy, but don't make it your whole personality. Like I think that's where it all lies, is people will make certain things their entire personality. Like, I'm trying to think, like, I'm gonna out myself here. I've gotten into the more natural things.
She's crunchy.
I don't consider
100%
myself
crunchy.
crunchy. I wish I was crunchy. But like I don't sit there and just talk to people about like all of these things that I'm like, well, maybe we shouldn't do that, or like maybe I shouldn't eat this.
You eat pesticides?
Yeah, like, and it's not like I sit there and I make it my entire personality. I just, like, if people are talking, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't do this. Or like, I use glass jars as water bottles now. And my students will be like, Miss Clausen, why are you drinking out of that? And I'll be like, I don't know, bud. Like, I'm trying to cut down on my plastics. And so it's like I don't make it my entire personality. You know, like I have other things I'm interested in. It's whenever you focus so much in on the one thing that it is your entire personality, to where you are then like trying to figure out if you're enough of this. Like, am I crunchy enough? You know what I mean? Like the other day, I had an internal struggle because I bought chocolate chips with soy in them. And I was just sitting there going, I'm not being enough. But like, I just made chocolate chip cookies. They're already not bad, like not good for me. But I really wanted cookies, you know? So it's you have to find a balance between like being enough and not being enough. And finding that middle ground into this is what I'm doing, and I think that this will be good for me. Good for me. No, and like it's like that thing is like I always feel like I don't pray enough.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I do not pray enough. I pray before I go to bed every day, right? But do I pray in the mornings? No, I forget to do my morning offering prayer almost all of the time.
Almost all of the time.
Like I think it's like I'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't do that this morning. And it's like if I can get into a habit of it, it's great. And then the weekend comes and I sleep in and I'm like, get up and take a shower, and then I forget.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no I'm enough. You're never going to be enough. But you're also, like, those not being enough feelings, like, if you are doing the best that you can, 1 prayer is better than no prayer, right? 2 prayers, great. But, like, starting off points, like, because if you start with all the piling up, I'm going to do this, and this, you're going to fail, right? Because you have too much. Like, my nighttime prayer evolved from just like the 5 things I said before I went to bed to now I say like I have this prayer that's like to Saint to the Archangel Raphael about like my future spouse, and then like there's a prayer that I do to like try to keep the demons away when I'm sleeping, and like all of this other stuff. So like you can progress, but it's like don't start out saying I'm going to do this and this before I go to bed. Start with 1 thing and then build up, because that's how you're going to build that like I might not be enough, but it's what I can do right now.
Yeah. And every day will be different, because some days you can be like, I can pray a rosary and a Divine Mercy chaplet, and other days you're like, I got an All Father for you, because life gets crazy, and as long as you're continuing to have a conversation with God, I don't think He's gonna count it against you.
Yeah.
You're still with your relationship. Just some days you can give more than others.
Yeah. And
just like sometimes you spend more time with your best friends than other times. Because it's just you give what you can that day. Every day's a new day.
Yeah. And like Lent's coming up, so I encourage you all to think about like the thing that you're giving up. Because ideally, Lent, you're supposed to do the 3 things, right? You're supposed to give something up, add something on, and give alms, right? So, like, start with those 3. Don't sit there and go, I'm going to give up this, and this, and then forget about these two. No, pick one thing to give up. Pick a thing to add instead, or add on to what you're already doing. Like as of right now, I'm thinking I'm gonna do the Louis de Mont for 33 days, Marian consecration to reconsecrate myself to Mary, right? And I'm not gonna sit there and just go crazy, you know? Like I'm not gonna sit there and go, I'm gonna do all of these things, and then I'm gonna fail myself, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, like Lent is coming up, so like those are things to start thinking about.
You got until Valentine's Day.
Yeah, what a weird time for Ash Wednesday. That is so funny. Like, oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to split this video in two, I think.
Ooh, we're gonna get a 2-weeker?
Yeah, I might. I think I have the perfect spot to split it too.
I like
Anyway, so yeah, Ash Wednesday's on Valentine's Day this year, if y'all didn't know.
So, go out early for Valentine's so you can go to Mass on Ash Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go to Mass, it's not a requirement. But you should if you could.
But, you know,
you should if you could.
Let the priest remind you that your ashes into ashes you shall return. You are dust into dust you shall return. That's the same.
Yeah. I am nothing, and to nothing I shall return.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Angelique, would you close us out? Because we've talked too much.
Are we done?
Yeah.
I mean, we got more. I got some Bible verses.
Oh, tell me a Bible verse. Let's go.
A good way to combat the devil when he's telling you you're not good enough is to remember some good Bible verses. And I have a few just to keep in your back pocket. They're not, some of them are short, some of them are not so short. But just remembering the book and the verse, you can always look it up. So, the first one I'm going to suggest is Galatians 3:26. And it is, so in Christ Jesus, you are all children of God through faith. Whether you're enough or not, you're all children through God if you have faith. Whether you're doing the right thing every single day or not, you're all children of God through faith. So, it's a good one to remember. Another good one is 1 Peter 2:9. And it is, but you are the chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession. God's special possession. That you may declare the praises of him who called you out of the darkness and into his wonderful light. You're God's special possession. Whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing, you belong to God. You're his special possession. He created you. And then the final one that I really loved, it's a little bit more about weaknesses, but it's strength within weakness, which is a good thing to remember when you feel like you're not enough. And it is 2 Corinthians 12:9-10. And it says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insult, in hardship, in persecution, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. So, next time you're feeling like you're not enough, when I am weak, then I am strong. It's a beautiful little thought to keep.
I always like, because there's that saying, like, sleep is for the weak.
Mm-hmm.
And in college and, like, early adulthood, I would always say...
I used to say that every day.
I used to say, sleep is for the weak, and I am weak, and God uses the weak to lead the strong, is what I always like to say.
Yeah, because even in college, Allie had an early bedtime.
I did. You know, I think I've actually gotten a later bedtime as an adult than I had in college.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I think is so funny. I used to get called a grandma in college because I went to bed before at like 9 or 10 every day. And
I'd be up till like 4 o'clock in the morning most days, and Allie's asleep, been asleep.
Yeah, and I had three roommates at a time, or like at once, and I was supposed to be like, okay, I'm going to bed now, and then they'd be up in the living room chit chatting all night. And so it was just
not Allie, she's asleep.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of my weaknesses, and like if I can get sleep, I'm going to sleep. Like. This part of my anxiety is sleep, so I never get it right.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yep.
Yeah.
So, if you're feeling like you're not enough, a lot of the time that's the devil. Don't let him win. Keep striving for likeness, because it's better to strive for likeness than to let the devil win.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, subscribe, share, ring the notification bell. This is a really long episode, so I'm sure we're gonna have to record this little bit again, so we can cut it if we're gonna cut it. Although we could keep it long if we wanted to.
I think I'm gonna cut it right before we start talking about beauty standards.
Yeah.
I think that's where the cut should be. Anyway, keep going.
Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, so you get notified every time we drop. Because sometimes we drop at random. We haven't been dropping at random very much, but we could always go back. You never know with us. We're kind of chaos people.
Leave it for yourself. I'm perfectly normal.
We are chaos people. If you have any questions, if you have any ideas for other videos, we're kind of doing a series right now. If you didn't notice, our little bit of a series.
So this is going to be really funny because if we cut this video, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to, next time you see us, we're going to be talking about the presentation of Mary.
And then we'll go back.
And then we're going to go back to this episode. And then we'll continue on with our, like, what we have scheduled. But we're willing to change our schedule around.
If you have ideas.
For your ideas. Our next, like, video in this, like, because we've had, like, the progression, right? We had vulnerability, insecurities. Now we've got being enough, which, like, feeds, I think, into insecurities. And then our next episode in this, like, little, like, series on, like, personal feelings are rock bottoms. So,
and we've all been there.
And we're talking spiritual rock bottoms, financial rock bottoms, like education rock bottoms, everything that like could feed into our like idea like that. Like that's where we're going next, unless you have an idea.
And if you have an idea, drop in the comments because we'd love to read ideas. Also, any praises you got, like if you like what we're doing, let us know.
No, don't do that. I'll get a big head.
Well, don't like praise us. Don't be like, Allie's so beautiful. But when you like, this
they wouldn't say that.
Shut up. If you're like, this video really helped me. That'd be really great to hear.
Yeah.
We want to do what you guys want to see, but we don't know what you want to do, what you want to see, because nobody ever says anything to us.
Ooh.
Not to
just
call,
at them next time.
Not to call out our viewers, but it'd be nice to know if you guys like it.
Anyway,
keep striving for likeness.
Don't forget to strive for likeness.
Yes, whatever.
I don't know. Whatever the tagline is.
Don't forget to keep striving for likeness, I think is what it is.
Listen to the podcast.
Brian's got lots of things going on.
We just did a fun episode between the two of us. It was a Q&A where we found random Q&A questions and asked each other.
And that was kind of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with that.
We usually have fun though.
So,
what was I going to say next? Oh, please make sure you're telling everybody about us because we really want to be influencers on YouTube. We want to get popular. We want to be the popular girls on your Catholic life.
Popular. Sorry, I had to.
It's mostly a joke, but if you have a friend that you think that our videos would be good for, please add them in. We want to help as many as we can.
For sure.
In any way we can. We're not at all doctors of the church for sure.
We're not cool.
But we do have stuff to say, and it might help those who feel what we feel.
Different experiences, and we're both at different places in our faith journeys, and so
it's always good to have people to drag with us, you know?
Yeah.
Our job as good friends is to drag each other to heaven, whether we're kicking and screaming or not.
I'm gonna get her there.
I'm gonna get you there.
I know. Why'd you look so offended?
I don't know.
Like, what do you want me to say? Oh, sorry, I'm just gonna leave you behind? Get out of here.
It was fake offense.
Good.
Anyway, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Why isn't it turning off?